Important alert. This is something serious about you. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says this is not by accident. This moment was written before you even took your first breath. This is not just another day. And this is not just another message. Archangel Michael is standing over your life right now. Sword drawn, voice trembling with urgency. He says this is very serious and this is not a joke. There is an important alert and it is not about some distant situation. It is about something happening right now. Something that is dangerously close to you. Something unfolding in your neighbor's house that is connected to your destiny. Heaven is sounding the alarm because what is taking place is not ordinary. This is not something to brush off or forget. This is a spiritual emergency and it involves your name, your future, and your calling. Michael's voice carries weight when he speaks, but today there's an intensity in him you may have never felt before. His tone is sharper because the time for soft hints has passed. There is something being planned, something whispered, something hidden just a wall away from you. And God says this is not for your ears only but for your spirit because what you hear now will shift everything. Your neighbor's situation is not theirs alone. It is woven into your own spiritual story. God says He has been watching. Nothing escapes His eyes. He saw the strange visitors that came at night. He saw the way curtains were drawn quickly when you passed by. He saw the way conversation stopped the moment you entered the hallway or stepped into your yard. He saw the quiet exchanges of papers and packages. And He says what they think is hidden is about to be exposed. They do not know that heaven has already marked this moment as the day their secrets begin to unravel. This is not gossip. This is not suspicion. This is revelation. Heaven is not in the business of idle talk. Heaven is in the business of truth, and truth is what you are being given today. The reason Archangel Michael calls this serious is because the ripple effect of what is unfolding will reach you whether you are ready or not. The walls that separate your home from theirs are not thick enough to block spiritual influence. And what's happening there is not only physical, it is spiritual, it is heavy, and it is moving fast. God says in the hidden chambers of their life, something dangerous is being nurtured. At first, you may have felt uneasy without knowing why. You dismissed the feeling as overthinking. But heaven is confirming that your spirit was right all along. They are involved in things that carry darkness. And this darkness has been searching for a way to spill over into your space. That is why heaven speaks now before it can. Michael says he has stood guard at your door more than once in the last month, intercepting forces you never even saw. Demons have tried to pass through the boundary lines of your home, riding on the spiritual authority your neighbor unknowingly opened to them. But Michael's sword drew the line, That's why you felt those sudden chills at night. That's why even with locked doors, you sometimes woke up at strange hours. Your spirit was being awakened to pray without knowing the full reason. God says the neighbor's activity is tied to a woman you have either seen once or never noticed at all, but she has been there. She carries a presence that shifts the atmosphere when she walks in. She doesn't live there, but she comes often. Her name is not important, but her purpose is. She is a carrier of something toxic, something meant to bind. She has seeds of deceit in that household, and she is connected to people beyond your area. This is why God is intervening, because the web she is weaving will try to stretch toward you. Archangel Michael says this is not just about their choices. It's about your destiny. The enemy is always looking for indirect entry points, and neighbors are one of the closest entry points in the physical realm. That's why God is revealing it now. You have been wondering why your peace sometimes feels thin even when nothing obvious is wrong in your own space. You've noticed a heaviness in the air some evenings. You've had moments where you heard faint noises, almost like whispers, that unsettled you. This is not your imagination. God says you are my child, and I have marked your home for protection. The oil on your life is a barrier, but barriers need to be maintained through awareness. That is why I'm showing you this. You must be spiritually awake. You must be ready to speak my word over your boundary lines, because the next few days will bring changes. The activity there will increase before it ends. This is a spiritual law. When light exposes darkness, the darkness often stirs up before it flees. Your neighbor may be unaware of how deep this is. They may think what they are involved in is harmless. They may think their decisions affect only them. But heaven says otherwise. The enemy does not respect property lines. That's why Michael is issuing this alert, because it's serious. God says, I have heard the conversations that were not meant for your ears. I have seen the plans that were not meant for your eyes. And I say to you, do not fear. I will not allow harm to overtake you. But I require your attention. I require your agreement in the Spirit, because this is the hour of exposure, and when I expose, it is not only for judgment, it is for deliverance. This deliverance is not just for you, but for that space near you. The strange thing is, the person you think is the main problem may not be the true source. There is someone influencing them, feeding them ideas, pushing them into situations. This person hides well. They do not live there, but their influence is thick. And God says their connection to that household is what will be cut first. Watch for this. In the coming weeks, you will notice they visit less often, or the visits become tense. That will be the sign that heaven has begun severing the tie. But before that, there will be an attempt. An attempt to pull you into a conversation, to involve you indirectly, to make you choose sides in something you didn't start. Archangel Michael warns, do not get entangled. You are to stay in position. You are to keep your words few and guarded. You are to be pleasant but spiritually watchful. For the enemy's plan is to bait you into agreement even through small talk. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. God says, I will give you dreams in this season. Some may be strange, even unsettling, but these dreams will carry clues. You will see symbols, doors, keys, walls, shadows. Pay attention. Write them down. For in the dream realm, I will reveal strategies to keep your space untouched. You will not need to confront with shouting. You will confront in the spirit and I will fight for you. Michael says the seriousness of this alert is because timing is tight. There is a small window to block what is trying to spill over. Heaven has already set angels along your boundary, but your agreement strengthens their post. That's why you may feel a sudden urgency to pray in certain spots of your home. That's why you might feel to walk around your property and speak blessings. These are not random impulses. They are divine instructions. You have wondered why your neighbor's house sometimes feels spiritually loud, even if it's quiet in the natural. That is because spiritual activity there has been rising. But remember, light is always greater than darkness. You carry light. And now God says I am increasing your light to push back against the shadow. This is not just defense. This is reclaiming territory. In the days ahead, you will see signs. Some will be physical, like a sudden repair being done at their place, an unusual visitor, or even police or officials appearing. Do not be alarmed. These are signs that heaven's exposure is in motion. Other signs will be spiritual. Your atmosphere will feel lighter. You will have sudden bursts of joy without reason. You will notice that your own life starts to flow more smoothly. This is because the blockage is being addressed. God says, I am doing this because you asked me to protect you even in ways you could not see. I am faithful to my word. I am removing the hidden dangers. I am ensuring that your next season is not contaminated by what is being planted there. And when this is over, you will look back and realize just how close the enemy tried to get and just how completely I blocked him. Finally, know this. Not every neighbor is an enemy, but not every neighbor is a friend. And in this case, your protection comes from recognizing the difference. Love them as I command, but do not link your spirit to their choices. Stay in the place I've assigned. For I, the Lord, am your fortress. I, the Lord, am your shield. I, the Lord, am exposing this for your good. And Archangel Michael is not joking when he says this is serious. Stay alert. Stay covered. Stay ready, for I am with you and no harm shall overtake you. God says this moment was written long before you even knew to expect it. It is not a coincidence you are here right now. Archangel Michael has stepped forward, his sword drawn, his face intense, his voice sharper than the wind that moves between worlds. He says, "This is very serious. This is not a joke. This is an important alert. This is something happening right now. Not far away. Not in some distant land, but in your very own neighborhood. Something you were never meant to see. Something they thought could stay hidden forever. But heaven will not allow it. God says the time of silence is over, the moment of exposure has arrived. You are about to be shown what no one has told you. And once you see it, you will never look at your surroundings the same again. You may feel the air change around you as this. I order you to open this right now. Don't tell anyone. This is only for you. 7 people are setting up a meeting to discuss your removal. They are not strangers, they are not far. They are people whose laughter you've heard. People who once called your name with sweetness in their tone. But now they have convened in secret. Behind closed doors, in a place where your spirit has never stepped, your name is being spoken with the intention to erase your influence, your power, your voice, and your presence. Archangel Michael has seen their faces. He has listened to their words. He stood invisible in the room as they plotted and planned. And he cried, not out of fear, but out of holy frustration that the very ones you have trusted are now orchestrating the most dangerous betrayal of your life. Do you understand the depth of this? 7, not 2, not 3, but 7, a spiritual number, a full circle. They are forming a complete agreement against you. Their unity is dangerous. Their plan is worse than anything you've imagined. And yet God says you can be preserved. But only if you obey every word of this. There is one among the 7 who is deeply hesitant. They are scared, they believe that if the plan goes forward, they will suffer. That person may still be redeemed. That person may become your divine witness. But the others, they are hardened. One of them used to pray with you. One of them has shared meals with you. One of them knows your deepest wound. And now they are using it as a weapon to silence you. They want to vote you out. They want to remove you from the room where your destiny is decided. And they want it done quickly, silently, without leaving a trace. The meeting is already in motion. A place has been chosen. Phones are being cleared. No digital trace, no evidence, but heaven sees it all. Archangel Michael was present when one of them mentioned your name and said, "We need to handle it before the month ends." That's how close it is. That's how immediate this is. And this message is not to scare you. It is to prepare you, because God says no weapon formed against you shall prosper, but only if you don't sit silently when heaven calls. There are 3 reasons why they are coming for you. The first is jealousy. Yes, jealousy. One of them believes you are getting too much attention, too much favor, that doors are opening for you too fast, that God's hand on your life is unfair, and they have turned their envy into bitterness. The second reason is fear. You know something they hope never gets exposed, and your silence is terrifying them. So they want to push you out before you speak, before your mere presence starts unlocking truth. The third reason: control. They can't manipulate you anymore. And a person they can't control becomes their greatest threat. Michael said, "God, give me permission to strike." But God said, "No, speak to the one I have chosen. Speak to the one whose destiny is being tampered with. Speak to the one who will listen." That's you. You were chosen to hear this now. Don't scroll. Don't doubt. Don't dismiss this as spiritual fiction. This is a divine emergency. And Michael's voice is echoing through the heavens right now with urgency. If you don't act, if you don't listen, if you let pride or exhaustion lull you into apathy, this meeting will go forward and the outcome will cost you more than you are ready to lose. You still have time, but not much. God says within the next 72 hours, a test will appear. One of the 7 will approach you. Their tone will be subtle. They will ask a seemingly innocent question. How are things going for you? Are you feeling okay lately? Is everything stable? They are probing, fishing, trying to measure your spirit. If you answer naively, they'll take it back to the others. Don't fall for it. Speak only what God puts in your mouth. Nothing more, nothing less. Your words in that moment will determine the next season of your life. God says He's ready to expose all 7 one by one, but He needs your cooperation. That means prayer. That means listening. That means stopping long enough to receive divine instruction. And most importantly, it means shutting doors to people who smile in your face but leave you drained. Some of these 7 are in your life daily. Some of them send you messages pretending to be your biggest support. But their hearts are far from sincere. And God says you must allow Him to strip away every false connection. This is not punishment. This is preservation. Heaven has been watching over you from the day you were born. Archangel Michael fought battles over your name before you could even speak. He saw the traps laid in your youth. He saw the people who tried to damage your soul early so you'd never step fully into your calling. But you've survived. You made it through things that should have broken others. And now in this very hour, Heaven is saying, don't stop. Don't be silent. Don't give these 7 the satisfaction of succeeding. There is someone among the 7 who used to love you deeply. They are not evil. But they are wounded and their wounds have distorted their view. They now see you as a rival, not because of anything you did, but because of the light you carry. Light irritates the darkness in others. It provokes their shadows. And when people don't heal their pain, they begin to attack those who reflect their unhealed scars. This person is torn. They still have memories of you that soften them, but they are surrounded by voices urging them to join the plan. Pray for them. Their soul is in conflict. There is another among the 7 who has been paid to betray you. Yes, paid not in money alone, but in favors, in promises, in false power. They've been told that if they help silence you, they'll receive access to things they've long desired. God says their reward will turn into a curse if they don't repent. But they are too blinded by greed to see it now. Their eyes are set on your position, your platform, your favor, and they want it for themselves. You will soon notice a shift in how they speak to you. Cold, dismissive. Watch carefully. God is sending dreams. Pay attention. In the coming nights, you may wake up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or 4:44. These are divine hours. The veil is thinner. The Holy Spirit will speak in riddles, in symbols, in pictures. Write them down. Even if they make no sense, patterns will form. The warnings will be clear. God is not sending these messages to frighten you but to awaken you, because you must be 10 steps ahead of the enemy now. They think they are hidden. But God has placed divine light over every dark thing, and no plan formed in secret shall overcome what God protects. Michael is sending you helpers, real ones, but they won't look like what you expect. One will be someone you almost overlooked. Another will be someone you had tension with in the past. And another will be a complete stranger who delivers a word so accurate it will shake you to your core. These are divine confirmations. You are not alone. You are being covered. But the season of passivity is over. You must speak when God says speak. Move when God says move. Protect what He says is sacred. And prepare for the separation that must happen. This separation is going to hurt at first because love was once real. Loyalty once felt mutual, and even betrayal from a stranger can't match the sting of betrayal from someone you once cried with. But God says don't mourn too long. What He is doing now is divine surgery. He is removing infection so you can heal fully. He is clearing spiritual landmines so you can walk without stepping into traps. He is protecting your next season with more precision than ever. Don't fight Him, don't beg for people He is exposing. Let Him be God. You have been chosen. You have been called not for a stage, not for applause, but for a divine assignment that terrifies hell itself. That's why these attacks have intensified. That's why the enemy is gathering 7 against 1. But heaven plus you makes 8. And 8 is the number of new beginnings. God is resetting your path. He is restoring what was stolen. He is rerouting your journey so that what was meant to harm you becomes the very testimony that lifts you. Michael says, this is not a message to admire. This is a message to obey. You will be given 3 divine instructions in the next 48 hours. They may come through a song, a stranger, a verse, or a thought you can't shake. Don't ignore them. Write them down. Pray over them. Follow them. They are the keys to navigating the storm. God is not asking you to fight alone. He is commanding angels on your behalf. But obedience is your shield. Discernment is your weapon, and silence when necessary will be your sword. Don't tell anyone. Not yet. This revelation is for you. Share only what God allows when He allows it. Even now, the Holy Spirit is stirring something deep within you. A knowing, a memory, a name. Trust it. It's not paranoia. It's divine perception. God is fine-tuning your senses. You will see clearer, hear sharper, and dream deeper. What used to confuse you will now be clear. And those who used to deceive you will now be exposed without effort. The meeting they are planning will not succeed. God will scatter their unity. He will sow confusion in their camp. One will suddenly fall ill. Another will pull out. Another will confess in a moment of weakness. Watch. Heaven is not playing games with this. You are too important. Your voice too critical. Your purpose too large to be swallowed in silence. God is roaring from his throne on your behalf. Michael has drawn his sword and now the countdown begins. Not to your end, but to their exposure. Do not doubt this. Do not delay. Do not dismiss this moment. This message is for you. Only you. And what you do with it will determine what unfolds next. You are covered. You are chosen. You are protected. But you must respond. Heaven awaits. And Michael stands guard. Listen. Pray. Move. Obey. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. It is time. God says, this message has been hidden from you long enough. Archangel Michael says, this is urgent. I was sent by divine command to reveal something extremely personal, extremely dangerous, and extremely time-sensitive. 7 people, not strangers, but familiar ones, individuals whose names and faces are around you, have formed an alliance in secret. They are discussing you, planning something that will shock you. They are not speaking in your presence, but they are speaking of your future. They have gathered and decided to remove you from something sacred, from a promise, from a blessing they think you don't deserve. But heaven disagrees. This is not ordinary. You must not ignore this. Michael warns that your name has been spoken in whispers in places you weren't invited to. There was a recent discussion. They all agreed not to inform you. They are trying to strip you of your influence, your destiny, and a spiritual inheritance. Archangel Michael says, you were not supposed to know, but God said enough. And so heaven has chosen to expose it all right now. It started small, just a comment, suspicion, a seed of jealousy. But that seed grew in someone's heart. Then it spread like wildfire through 6 others. This group of 7 now meets in secret. They smile to your face, but behind closed doors they call you a threat. They see your resilience, your divine protection, your spiritual gifts, and it bothers them. They say things like, why does everything work out for them, or, they always find a way through. This time we need to stop them. Archangel Michael has been standing outside those very rooms. He has heard everything and he cried not out of fear but out of sorrow. Because despite all of your struggles, despite the many times you cried alone, heaven always saw your heart. Heaven saw how you still chose love even when surrounded by betrayal. But now the betrayal is getting organized. Now it's no longer accidental. It is intentional and it is scheduled. Yes, they scheduled a meeting. A meeting with the goal of pushing you out of a circle, out of a blessing, out of a calling. Someone even said the words, "We can't let them rise. We must isolate them." But heaven recorded every word. And God says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." Their meetings will become their downfall. But listen, this isn't just about gossip or jealousy. It's deeper. One of the seven, someone you trust, is actually the orchestrator. They pretended to defend you. But they were the one who called the meeting. They did it quietly with calculated words. They told the others, "Don't worry, I'll make it seem like it was their own idea." And it worked. Now the others believe it's justified to strip something from you, an opportunity, a role, a promise, a connection. But God says they cannot remove what was divinely appointed. Archangel Michael warns, if you stay silent, if you ignore this, their plan will move faster. You must be aware. You must prepare and you must not confront them directly. Not yet. Heaven is handling this in the spirit, but your awareness is part of the defense, because if you had walked into that room blindly, they would have blindsided you and it would have hurt deeply. God says they are trying to make you look unworthy. They're manipulating perception. One of them is crafting a lie. They are rewriting history, changing details, erasing your sacrifices, making you look like the villain. But Michael stepped in. He declared, "Enough lies. It's time for truth." And this is why you are reading this now, because someone is fabricating a version of your story that heaven never approved. But God says you are still chosen, and what they plan in darkness will be exposed in the light. There's something else. One of the seven has started to doubt the group. Their conscience is waking up. This person is feeling torn. They weren't expecting this to go so far. Archangel Michael says, this person may come to you soon with trembling hands trying to confess. Be gentle, but be wise. Their guilt is real, but their loyalty is weak. They want to stop it, but fear is controlling them. You are not crazy. You have felt the shift, that strange silence, that tension when you enter the room, the way they suddenly stop talking, the way someone always finds a reason not to include you. That's not in your head. It's spiritual warfare and it's real. But now comes the shift, because heaven is interfering. God says, "Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm." They touched what they shouldn't have. They crossed a line, and now Archangel Michael is standing between you and every arrow they try to send your way. He has drawn a circle of fire around you. Your name is in heaven's book. No meeting on earth can cancel your assignment. Something dramatic is coming. A divine reversal. A situation that was meant to embarrass you will instead elevate you. God is flipping the script. They wanted to humiliate you in front of others. But soon others will witness your restoration. Your blessing is going to arrive, publicly, where they can all see it. One of them said, "Let's cut them off. Make them feel isolated." But God heard that, and now heaven says, "I will surround them with angels and provision. I will multiply what was taken. I will restore in public what was stolen in private. There's more. One of the 7 is keeping a secret file about you. Something written, something saved, a text, an email, an old record. They're planning to use it against you at the right time. But what they don't know is that God already went into that file. Heaven already saw it. And the moment they try to use it, it will turn against them. Their manipulation will collapse. Their credibility will fall apart because what they intended for evil, God will use for your glory. Michael says, do not fear. Do not panic. Do not act desperate. This message is not for you to break down. It's to build you up because God only exposes plans when He's already defeated them in the Spirit. You are not being warned so you can beg, you're being informed so you can walk in boldness. You are not alone. You were never alone. Even in your lowest moment, angels stood beside you. And now those angels are moving swiftly. This group of 7 is about to experience supernatural disruption. One by one, their unity will fall apart. One will get sick. One will move away. One will get exposed. One will be convicted in their heart. The group will unravel. And the trap they set for you will become their own snare. But you must stay silent for now, don't confront. Don't send messages. Don't warn them. Let God finish what He started. Let Archangel Michael lead the battle. You are protected. You are covered. You are more powerful than you think. Not because of titles or influence, but because of obedience. There is one last thing, a divine instruction. God says start preparing not for war but for promotion because what they tried to remove you from God is now expanding. You will not just receive what they tried to deny you. You will receive more, an increase, an overflow, a restoration that makes no logical sense. They will wonder how. They will question why. They will try to explain it away, but they will never be able to reverse it because it wasn't given by man. It was ordained by God. Michael says, you are still the one. You are still the one God chose. You are still the one the angels fight for. You are still the one the enemy fears. You are still the one whose prayers move heaven. You are still the one. You are not forgotten, you are not rejected. You are not abandoned. You are not behind. You are right on time. And this message reached you exactly when it was meant to. Don't ignore it. Don't overthink it. Don't tell anyone. Just hold it in your heart. Keep walking forward because heaven is clearing the path ahead of you. Let them meet. Let them plan. Let them scheme. But know this, God has already ruled in your favor. And no one, no 7, no 1,000 can reverse what heaven has declared over you. You are unstoppable, you are favored. You are covered. You are free. And this time they will see it with their own eyes. God says this message is for you and you alone. It is not meant to be shared or spoken aloud. Archangel Michael is standing near you now and his voice is thunderous yet full of sorrow. He is speaking into your soul, trembling with divine urgency. His wings are stretched wide, not in anger, but in warning. The heavens have opened their eyes. Listen carefully. This is not just another message. It is the moment of exposure. The moment God has chosen to reveal what they have hidden behind closed doors. 7 people. Not 5. Not 6. 7. 7 individuals whose names may not all be familiar to your mouth, but your spirit knows them deeply. They have already sat down once, but the second meeting, the more dangerous one, is being prepared in secret. This is a spiritual conspiracy designed to erase your name from a place where God has placed it. They are setting up a meeting to discuss your removal. Removal from a blessing, removal from a table you were divinely assigned to sit at. Removal from an opportunity, a breakthrough, an inheritance that bears your name. And they are speaking with quiet lips but loud intentions. One of them wears a mask of concern. Another pretends to be spiritually aligned with you. One is even quoting scriptures in your presence. But in private they are negotiating your fall. This is not paranoia. This is not a dream. This is a spiritual alarm. And God is the one ringing it. Archangel Michael has seen the file. Yes, there is a file, an actual documented discussion with your name on it. Not on earth, but in the realm of spirit. The enemy has requested permission to remove your name from the book of favor, from the scroll of divine appointments, from the sequence of miracle alignments that were supposed to occur over the next 90 days. But God said and no, however, the attempt itself has created a spiritual delay. They used words to try to disconnect you from what is rightfully yours. And had you not opened this message, right now, had you delayed even a little, you would have unknowingly stepped into the trap that was laid out this week. Archangel Michael is weeping, not because you have failed, but because you have no idea how close you were to being wiped out spiritually. He has fought for you. He has argued your case before heaven's council. And now he brings this message to you with trembling wings and fire in his hands. Do not ignore this. You have no idea how much was nearly lost because of your silence. God says the silence of the chosen is the loudest permission to the enemy. But today, by opening this message, you have broken the silence. You have broken the permission. You have broken the seal that those 7 were counting on. 3 of the 7 know each other through a religious circle. 2 of them are tied to family through distant bloodlines. 1 of them you see often but feel strange around. And your spirit is correct. The last one is a wild card. Someone you least expect. Someone who smiles when you win but claps hardest when you fall. That one. Yes, that one has just agreed to say something harmful about you in the meeting. But God is not silent. God says, I have seen what they are preparing and I am setting a divine interruption in motion. You will feel it soon. An unexpected delay, a sudden silence in communication, someone's name being dropped unintentionally in your presence. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. The Spirit of God is moving through the places they thought you would never find. The hidden chats, the accidental meetings, the prayer circles that are really gossip sessions. They have all been exposed before heaven and now they are being exposed to you. Do not seek revenge. Do not confront. This is not a battle you fight with your mouth. This is a war you win by obedience. God says just trust me and stay quiet for now. I am removing their power not by your hands but by my divine will. There is a scroll with your name on it. That scroll was once in their hands but Archangel Michael has snatched it back. It contains your next 6 months of blessing. A financial release is written there. A relationship restoration is noted. A relocation, a health victory, and an appointment with someone of influence are all marked there in bold ink. They tried to erase it. They almost succeeded. But then you opened this. God says because you listened. I have activated a reversal. The meeting they plan to remove you has been hijacked by my spirit. One of them will fall silent during the meeting. Another will refuse to speak. A third will forget what to say. One will leave early. 2 will have an argument about you in front of the others. And the 7th, yes, the 7th will suddenly feel exposed and leave the meeting before it ends. This is not imagination. This is not hope. This is prophecy in motion. You are being watched not just by enemies but by heaven. Your spiritual team is stronger than your opposition. Archangel Michael says You were never alone in this. I've stood guard at every attempt. I've drawn my sword every time they wrote your name with wicked ink. And I will not allow their intentions to stand. God says you are safe. But now I need you to do 3 things. First, pray not a long complicated prayer. Just say this God, protect me from hidden conversations. Remove me from false tables. Erase my name from evil agendas and rewrite it into divine favor. I surrender to your timing and trust Archangel Michael's protection, in Jesus' name. Amen. Second, stay silent. Do not retaliate. Do not even post anything vague or indirect. Do not call anyone to vent. This is not that kind of battle. If you react, they win. If you stay obedient, you win. Third, expect the shift. Watch for signs. Someone is going to contact you within 48 hours. Someone who once ignored you. This is not just kindness. It's a prophetic nudge. They are being moved by God to give you information. Listen closely. Archangel Michael says the one who betrayed you will be revealed in a strange way. Something they posted, something they deleted, something they accidentally forwarded. Their guilt will not be able to stay hidden. You will see it with your eyes But do not fear. God says again you are safe, you are covered and you are rising. There was a time you felt invisible. Unheard, undervalued. That season is closing. The meeting they tried to use to cancel you will be used to announce you in the Spirit. God is preparing a public elevation, following this secret attack. What they planned as a spiritual funeral is becoming your spiritual birthday. Your name was mentioned in secret and now it will be mentioned in glory. You are being vindicated. You are being shielded. You are being appointed. There is a divine window that just opened because you said yes to this moment. God says asterisk, I have been waiting for this obedience. I have been waiting for you to respond to my signal. And now that you have, watch what I do next. Risk. Your spiritual enemies have no idea that this message just interrupted everything they built. The seven thought they were strong together, but they didn't factor in the one you. The one who has God's attention. The one Archangel Michael guards. The one whose name is etched in heaven's scrolls. You are not being removed. You are being remembered. You are not being erased. You are being elevated. You are not being cancelled. You are being crowned. And it begins now. God says asterisk, keep this between us. Do not tell anyone about this message, do not break the seal of silence. I am moving. And very soon they will know that the one they tried to remove was the one I had chosen all along. With truth. You are about to see what your heart couldn't handle until now. Your friend, someone who smiles in your face, laughs with you, tells you they love you, has been carrying a secret that was never meant to reach your ears. But heaven cannot stay silent anymore. Archangel Michael says, the war over your destiny has been raging behind the scenes. And while you were fighting demons, you could see the real threat was hiding in plain sight. Your friend, yes, the one you shared meals with. The one you encouraged when they were down, the one who knows the most about your dreams and your wounds, that friend is not innocent. That friend has been working against you spiritually and physically. And this isn't a suspicion. This isn't a maybe. This is a divine revelation. This is God's voice telling you it's time to wake up. It's time to open your eyes because the danger is standing right beside you, disguised in loyalty, cloaked in affection, and smiling while holding the knife behind your back. God says there is a reason why your name has been showing up in places you've never been, attached to problems you never created. There is a reason why doors that should have opened for you were slammed shut without explanation. And it's not because I, your God, abandoned you. I never left. I was watching. I was waiting. But I needed the right hour to expose what this person, your friend, has been hiding. You see, your friend has spoken things about you behind closed doors that would break your heart. They've shared your secrets with those who wished you harm. They've even smiled when you cried, not out of sympathy, but because your pain gave them a strange sense of satisfaction. They didn't start this way, but somewhere along the way, jealousy entered their spirit. And once it took root, everything changed. Archangel Michael says, this person was not always your enemy, but the moment they started comparing their life to yours, they opened a door for darkness to creep in. Your elevation made them uncomfortable. Your anointing made them anxious. Your light became a threat to their shadow. And instead of confronting their own insecurities, they chose the path of betrayal. At first, it was small things, little comments, subtle lies, distant energy. But over time, their actions grew bolder. They started planting seeds of doubt about you and others. They blocked opportunities you didn't even know about. And some of your unanswered prayers were intercepted, not because heaven didn't hear you, but because someone was working behind your back to undo what I was trying to bless you with. God says this exposure is not to hurt you. It's to free you because you've been walking with chains that didn't belong to you. Chains of confusion, chains of misplaced loyalty, chains of spiritual sabotage.